It is 8:21. Welcome back to Breakfast Television. Just a couple of weeks left of school, and that means lots of family time. But what about all those sibling rivalries? Our parenting expert, Julie Freedman Smith, has some advice. Good morning, Julie.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. So how common is it, this sibling rivalry?
It happens a lot. Statistics tell us 4 times a day for like 8 minutes a time is statistically the average. So it's not that your kids or any of our kids are doing something wrong, and they don't even necessarily perceive it that way. They're just dealing with each other. You know, somebody's getting on somebody's nerves, they're grumping at each other, and it's done. But as parents, I think it bugs us a lot more than it bugs them.
No kidding.
Yeah.
So they kind of have their own language worked out.
Sure.
And it sounds different to us.
Yes.
Okay, interesting. So what can we do to try to reduce this, crazy that happens?
Well, one thing we need to remember is that a lot of the time, during the summer, they're kind of thrown together for extended pieces of time. And if they're not used to being together, or if they just need some downtime, we need to build that into their world. So we can't just shove them together to be together all the time. And we can teach them how to ask for that. You know, instead of saying, leave me alone, I hate you, they can say, I need to be on my own. And we can create times in their day where they are on their own, and then absence makes the heart grow fonder, so bring them back together. That's one thing. The other thing is the best way to get a parent into the situation is to fight, right? Like mom and dad, they're on their devices, or they're doing something, or, if you're working from home, you're working, you're doing something else, or laundry. Mom, I need you, nothing, nothing, nothing. As soon as they're at each other, we stop what we're doing and go in. So one of the #1 reasons that kids fight is to get our attention.
Oh, okay. So we need to be aware of that.
Yes.
So is there something that we're doing that can either aggravate the situation or make it better?
Well, one thing is that when you're doing stuff and you have this little inner voice that says, wow, everything's going so well. I could just put one more load of laundry in, or I can just watch one more show, or whatever it is that you're doing. That's the moment that you could instead get up, go in and say to them, hey, everything's going so great. Everybody doing all right? Because then they've had your attention. They've had a moment, and then you can go back to what you're doing. Or does somebody want to come down and help me sort socks? You can attend to the behavior you want to see instead of only reinforcing the arguments. The other thing is, a lot of the times when we go in there, we are kind of almost building it up. We go in there, they're fighting, we go in there mad, and then we're saying that you always fight. You can never be nice to each other. And we're almost forecasting that it's impossible for them to do it. Yes. So instead, when we do go in, our job is to bring the calm, and we can kind of go in as a play-by-play, parenting play-by-play. Wow, I see 2 kids fighting over a truck. Wow, it looks like you're having a hard time figuring out how to solve this problem. So you're saying what's happening instead of accusing or labeling kids.
Oh,
If we always, you always bug your brother. Why can't you leave him alone? Or you poor baby, your sister's bugging you so much. Then we're emphasizing those roles, and they will continue to live them. Whereas if we come in and we just play-by-play the situation, looks like there's a problem here. Sounds like you need some time alone. Then nobody's blaming anyone, no one's labeling anyone. And then our next step is, how do we solve this problem?
Right.
So
and you're asking them.
Yes.
Right?
You're asking them, as opposed to, I'm the parent, you have to call me every time there's a problem, which is just taking all responsibility off of their hands and putting a lot more work on your shoulders. Once they're 4 and up, we really can start to teach them how to solve it. They aren't going to instantly know. So we can't just say to them, solve your own problem and never do anything about it. But we can say to them, so how would you solve this? What do you need? What do you need? How would you like this to work?
Oh, those are good questions. We've often talked about that. Sometimes you just need the language, right?
That's right.
What do you need?
Yeah. How do you feel? How could we make this better? And if they're always fighting over who gets to choose the video they're watching, or if they're fighting over who gets to be player 1, or who gets to, be the first person down the slide, then make a plan. When you head to the park, who's going first today? And then who's going first tomorrow? Or have them work to make a plan. Because once they've made the plan, that argument doesn't need to happen anymore.
Right. Oh, this is great advice. Julie also gave me great advice. If you've got one child that's really active and one not so much, build that into your day. It's like you said, make a plan. Build that into your day. Give them what they need and an outlet to do that, right?
Anytime you're having the same discussion with your kids, day after day after day, it's not like it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's coming. So let's stop and make a plan for how it will be different tomorrow.
Okay, terrific. Julie, thank you so much.
My
Fantastic
pleasure.
advice as always.